Oye, te habla tío Sabio Vega. This is Sabio Vega and you watching True Heel Hit a mi manera o pa' la calle.
What's up, guys? It's Wolverine, Death Machine, Mr. GMSI himself, Brian Cage, and you're watching True Heel Heat. Who better? Nobody.
Rob Van Dam, listen to True Heel Heat. Pow.
Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with True Heel Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Romeo's Twitter for NJPW Destruction in Kobe 2024 preview. Break it down this Sunday show from Kobe. And of course, if we're talking about New Japan Pro Wrestling here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, there's one person or two people I usually like to call, but we only got one of them here on this occasion. He is the MC of the past, present, and future of New Japan Pro Wrestling here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. It's your boy, J-News.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's about that time, SP3. It's about that time. We got this show on Sunday. We got the big homie, the great Okan in the background, representing for all this new age, New Japan-ness that he wants to bring to the fold. Talking down on Naito, he had some very inflammatory comments to make at the beginning, or sometime during the weekend, in an interview that he had. Really, how I say, promoting and juicing this matchup, even though we all know how it's going to end up. But
yeah,
but he's bringing fire to it, man. He's bringing good character to it. Looking like the mob boss that he is, because that's the way he's running the United Empire now. So yeah, man. Shouts to the great Okan for giving us some grade A content online and for promoting this match, because I haven't really seen much out of Naito.
Naito treating this like the Sonata Wrestle Kingdom match. Like he's Sonata in that Wrestle Kingdom match, man. He don't care.
Ain't no good.
But yes, we got a show to talk about. We got NJPW Destruction in Kobe this Sunday, September 29th. The latest major event from New Japan Pro Wrestling in the month of September before they go into a very busy October with the King of Pro Wrestling and Royal Quest. But this is the last stop on the Destruction Tour, so we're glad if you're joining us live. We appreciate y'all. If you're watching us on demand, remember to show your appreciation back the simplest way possible. Drop the thumbs up on this video. You can share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you guys, hear your thoughts, your predictions on NJPW Destruction in Kobe coming up this Sunday live on NJPW World. What do you think about the, I believe it's about 4 or 5? Yeah, 5 championship matches on tap for this Sunday show. So a good amount of the title belts in New Japan Pro Wrestling will be up for grabs as they go into the month of October. So we want to hear what you got to think about it. If you're watching us on Facebook, drop a thumbs up, a heart emoji, an angry emoji, a laughing emoji. However, Destruction in Kobe is making you feel. And if you're watching us on Twitter, drop a heart, retweet the video because it helps out the algorithm over there. But I agree with you. I think Great O'Khan has done his best, J-News, to promote this show. But this show might be like the New Japan show that has the least amount of buzz and talk and chatter on the social media world, on the online world, when it comes to New Japan Pro Wrestling thus far this year. What do you think about that take?
Seems that way. I've been as we all do, we're on the socials. We mine the space. We pay attention to what's going on and what's being said, and not much buzz to your point and to what I was saying earlier, man. Not much buzz about Destruction. The Road 2 shows weren't scheduled as they usually are with the Road 2 shows. Because usually the Road 2 shows are always scheduled back to back to back to back to back. So there's been a gap in between shows for the Road 2s, and everything's been more or less spread out. So at this point, with having to wait for this particular match, the Great O'Khan versus Tetsuya Naito match, till the end of the month, and the Road 2 shows began at the beginning of the month, it's just been a while for us to get the train going, should I say, and not much momentum has gathered for Destruction in Kobe, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I think the Road 2s that I saw were a bunch of fun, except for the one that was main evented by House of Torture. Can't do it. I will not do it to myself. I woke up late for that, and I was like, yep, I'm not even going to rewatch this. I'm not going to rewatch this. And the rest of the Road 2s have kind of been house shows. So we haven't really seen much of the Road 2s outside of like the ones, like you said, at the beginning of the month. So you had a couple of weeks gap in between that and the next show that's going to be live on NJPW World. So that's why I said like the buzz is not there as it usually is with New Japan shows, because the Road 2s kind of help you get that anticipation for the big show at the end of the month. But we're going to talk all about the matches. We want to hear your predictions on the card. We got in our chat with us already. Dolores is here. She's showing her support to the True Hill Heat Patreon and channel. Best money you will spend. Yes, you can become a Patreon backer at patreon.com/True Hill Heat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content and the best place to support us when we are not live here, as well as you can become a member of the channel by hitting the join button for just $1 a month. We also got Vala B, who is another one of our members and moderators in the chat. He says, greetings, brothers. He says, I think it was a fun Road 2, though. All fun main events. I really enjoyed Hiromu Takahashi versus Hanare on the Road 2. I thought that match was excellent. Excellent matchup for Hiromu, who made me believe. When you can make me believe, if it's a Road 2 title defense, 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to think that that's going to be a title change. Sometimes New Japan will surprise me, but all I ask is for the challenger to make me believe they have a chance to win. And Hiromu made me believe on that show. So shout out to Hiromu on that.
Shouts to Hiromu for real.
We also got Vala B, who says, I wonder if this was to keep Naito as safe as possible. No, because Naito has wrestled on all these non-televised house shows.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's been a weird month of September over in New Japan, but I'm assuming stuff is gonna rev up in time for like you said, October is gonna be a busy month. Then we're gonna have the tag league stuff going for the juniors and the heavyweights and stuff like that, and then eventually we'll round out the year with all that, and then on to Wrestle Kingdom. So.
On to Wrestle Kingdom, indeed. Here we come. And Vala B, you are right. They are building that Hiromu versus Naito matchup, which I think is going to be Wrestle Kingdom. I think they put too much focus and attention on that for them not to deliver on it in the next couple of months, at least by Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, seems about right.
But let's talk about the card for this Sunday in NJPW Destruction in Kobe 2024. The opening matchup scheduled is going to be a 6-man tag team matchup, as we're going to have the New Japan J-News of Nagata, Honma, and Tiger Mask teaming up to face Hontai, represented by Shoto Aminu. You got Taguchi over here, and is that Shomo Kaito?
That's Dragon Dia, according to the.
Oh, that's Dragon Dia. Excuse me. Look at me. I was like, is this a young lion or no? That's Dragon Dia, who did debut in New Japan Pro Wrestling back in the Best of the Super Juniors tournament. He's back here for the Destruction in Kobe, teaming up with Hontai. What do you think about this matchup? Who do you think picks up the win? I think that fairly evident that the Amino team, Shooter's team, should get the win.
I'm assuming Shooter gets a pin over, I don't know, Tiger Mask or something.
Yeah.
So,
or Honma. Honma or Tiger Mask taking the pin.
Nagata's not eating nobody's pin at the end of the day. So shouts to Blue Justice. But it's what it is there. Yeah, no, I mean they've been doing this with Shooter the entire month. In the Destruction Tour, he's been in all these tag matches, not necessarily any coherent story beats for him as of late that I can tell. And this is what it is. It's another New Japan tag match. So, yeah.
I'm gonna need Valabi to elaborate, but he says Shoto still in the doghouse for that gate fight, allegedly. I haven't heard anything about this. Please elaborate in the chat, Valabi, because I'm interested. What is this going on about Shoto Aminu? He got into a fight with Gabe Kidd, and now he's being punished.
This is news to me. This is news to me.
Not calling you a liar. I just need you to elaborate, man. I just need you to elaborate, because my man Shoto Amino, I put the expectations high for him in the G1 climax. He did not meet that, but he got a crucial win at the end of this tournament over Evil, saving us fans from the evil that is Evil Wrestling in a G1 playoff. So I appreciate him for that. But I will say that since the G1, they have very much kind of like taken him down a peg and taken him down the card, it seems.
Seems that way. Definitely seems that way.
I'm hoping for the best for the youngster. I'm hoping for the best.
For sure.
Now we got a match with a little bit more story to it, as it's going to be a 6-man tag team matchup. Los Ingobernables de Japón versus United Empire. This sends off of the ongoing rivalry, which feels like months now, of Hanare and Shingo Takagi, with representing both of these stables. But we have the other stable mates in this matchup here, as it's going to be United Empire, represented by the NJPW World Television Champion, Jeff Cobb. He's going to be teaming up with Callum Newman and Francisco Akira to face the Los Ingobernables de Japón, represented by Yota Tsuji, Hiromu Takahashi, and Bushi. This kind of also stems off from Tsuji and Cobb facing on the road to destruction in a very good matchup that went to a 15-minute time limit draw. Jeff Cobb's next defense will be against Ren Narita. We'll see when that goes down, but this matchup here should be a fun one with all the people in this one. I'm going to go with LIJ to get the victory.
So if LIJ gets, I mean, like you said, we already had Suge versus Jeff Cobb at the beginning of the Road Twos. Francesco's been doing his rounds with the tag matches in September here. Callum's just getting more reps at the end of the day. The LIJ guys are more or less the established end of the guys at this point. So it's a toss-up for me. I'm not necessarily sure if LIJ wins out here, even though they're both very united units. So it's really more or less a toss-up for me. If you're going to go with LIJ, I'll go with the United Empire, just because my main man Jeff Cobb, and I am a Callum Newman apologist. So at the end of the day, I will roll with that.
That is fair. Well, we got our. He elaborated more, Valabi, for us. Thank you, Valabi. He says, well, allegedly, emphasis on allegedly. He says, I've heard, and this is alleged. He repeats alleged. Shoto apparently put some moves on Gabe Kidd's girl one time, and it led to a fight. This was how he got hurt before the G1, and this is just chatter. Wow.
Interesting. Okay, then. All right. Hey. All right.
Hey, that would explain the aggressiveness that was Gabe Kidd in their G1 matchup, which was one of like my most, I would say one of the most underrated matches of the G1 because it really felt like those two don't like each other the way they were fighting against each other in that match.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, you know, we allegedly all this was
allegedly.
All this was alleged. Damn, man. I didn't know cats got down like that in Japan. You know what I'm saying? So it's such a formal, you know, but you never necessarily know. You just never necessarily know.
Valabi has to repeat. If Gabe is watching this, brother, I apologize. Yes, Gabe, if you're watching this live, if you're watching this on demand, please, you know, if this is a alleged lie, please let us know in the comments or let us know in the live chat. You could say that's bullshit.
Yeah. Call us out on the BS. Call us out on the BS.
You know, call us out on the BS.
This is all speculation, conjecture. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we're not
rumor and innuendo.
Exactly.
Speaking of the aforementioned NJPW Strong Openweight Champion, Gabe Kidd will be in action at Destruction in Kobe as he goes one-on-one with Hiroki Goto. These two men, this is stemming off of the current rivalry that's going on between Chaos and Bullet Club War Dogs. We got a big title match on this card featuring the two stables, but Gabe Kidd will be going one-on-one with Goto in a non-title matchup. He won't be putting up his NJPW Strong Openweight Championship here, and this also stems from the fact that Gabe Kidd's tag team partner, Jake Lee, was recently injured in a multi-man matchup facing Chaos. So Gabe Kidd looking for a measure of revenge for his Mad Bastards teammate here. So what do you think about this one? This should be a physical encounter and probably the first match on this show that we're like, okay, that was really good.
Yeah. This should be a real physical match. Goto still got plenty left in the tank. And as everyone who usually joins us for our New Japan chatter knows, we are big proponents of Gabe Kidd. So at the end of the day, I think this is going to be a real knockdown, drag out kind of a match between these two gentlemen. So yeah, this should be a banger.
I'm going to go with Goto to pick up the victory.
So you're saying Goto wins here to get an eventual shot at the NJPW Strong Championship is what you're saying?
No, I say Goto wins here to get a shot at another title.
Okay. All right. Oh, fair enough.
Who you got?
I got Gabe on this one, man. Love Goto, but I think Gabe eating pins at any time, still being a champion within the structure of the company, this doesn't bode well for him. So, you know, I'm going Gabe.
I ain't mad at you. You are a Gabe Kidd fan. I am a Gabe Kidd fan, but I just the way that even like the match we're going to talk about a little bit later, how that went down, I thought that was Goto's spot to be in. So I think Goto, the reason why they're making this non-title is for Goto to win, and then later on in the show, make a challenge for another title. But next up, we got another multi-man matchup, and this one is interesting with an interesting little caveat, as it's going to be TMDK represented by Zack Sabre Jr., Kosei Fujita making his return. He made his return on the road to destruction after suffering an injury, and they'll be teaming up with a mystery partner who many people are calling the newest member of TMDK as they face just five guys, Taichi, Sanada, and Takumi Shinoku. On the road to destruction, it was Sanada who picked up a big victory in tag team action, pinning the winner of the G1 Climax 34 tournament, Zack Sabre Jr. That set up Sonata to go one-on-one with ZSJ coming up next month in the UK at Royal Quest at the Crystal Palace, which could possibly become Zack Sabre Jr.'s first title defense if he wins the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship at King of Pro Wrestling. Of course, you also got Zack going up against his former Dangerous Tekkers tag team partner, Tai Chi, and his former mentor in Takamichi Inoku. So a lot of history on the other side for Zack Sabre Jr. here. But a lot of people are making their guesses, making their predictions on who they think this new member of TMDK might possibly be. What do you think about this matchup here, J-News? Who do you have as the mystery partner, and who do you think wins?
I think the consensus on the internet of who the mystery partner is going to be is what Vala B put in earlier, man. I think it's going to be Ryohei Oiwa to return to TMDK and be a member there. I know him and Kosei Fujita are good pals. So, you know, there's a good link there between the two. And he needs something new to do as he ventures his way back to New Japan Pro Wrestling. So that is where I'm at with that. As per the match itself, I don't know, man. This is the reality of the situation is that Sonata's best opponent, the person he has the most chemistry with in the ring, is Zack Sabre Jr. So with that being said, in their match coming up, I would figure maybe ZSJ gets a one-up on Sonata here, being that Sonata got that pin earlier during the Road 2 shows, but we'll see. We'll see.
I'm going to go with TMDK to get the victory here. I do agree with you and Vala B. This seems like a perfect spot for Ryohei Oiwa. Oiwa, it really stood out. Like, he might have had one of the most, like, successful recent excursions for a New Japan young lion going out of the company for what he did in Pro Wrestling Noah, working as a tag team with Kaito Kiyomiya, the impactful heel turn that he had earlier this year, turning against Kaito Kiyomiya when he basically rebranded All Rebellion and teamed up with his arch nemesis Keno, and then Oiwa turning on him, and then Oiwa going to a 30-minute time limit draw with Kaito Kiyomiya during the N1 Victory Tournament, and then their recent bout earlier this month in his final matchup in Noah. It just feels like this is the right spot and the right time for Oiwa to come back, because, you know, there's a whole bunch of question marks with a lot of the new generation, whether it be the Three Musketeers, whether it be the injury to Yuya Uemura. This is a good spot for Ryohei to come back, have a big spot in TMDK with who can possibly become the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. And we can find ourselves in a similar situation that we find ourselves in now when you have Naito as the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion earlier in the year facing Yota Tsuji of the new generation that's in his same stable. Maybe this is the perfect spot for Oiwa to come back and kind of build toward him being the guy who might possibly be the one to dethrone Zack Sabre Jr. sometime next year.
We shall see. I'm not too sure if they're going to rush Oiwa to the top like that. You know what I'm saying? But
they need to rush one of these. I got caught for this with Soji. Damn it.
But at the end of the day, you know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes down. But I think
they called it an excursion, Vala B. I don't care if you went down the street. It's like a work-study program. You went down the street to another grocery store to learn how to bag groceries. I don't know.
Hey, man, look, that's what they call it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't make it out to the UK because, you know, they had the tag team boys out in Rev Pro. He wasn't the one to go to Mexico this time around. So, you know, he went down the block. You know what I'm saying? So it all worked out.
It's all good in my hood. We got I Make Beats with a super chat donation. Thank you so much, I Make Beats, for the love and support. He says, "Sup SP, J-News, and fellow wrestling nerds. Indeed, we are here." We got Vala B, who says, "He had a great time for sure. He was great, and I'm excited, but don't call it an excursion." I'm calling it what they call it. You're not going to force me. If New Japan calls it an excursion, then it's an excursion, Vala B. You don't make the rules.
Hey, look, man, it is an excursion at the end of the day. He did his due diligence. The excursion is just when you step out of the company. It doesn't matter where you go necessarily. So, that's all it is. That's all it is.
We also got I Make Beats who says down for this show. It starts at 8 a.m. local time. Let's go. I don't know if I'm waking up at 8 a.m. If my kids ain't up at 8 a.m., I'm not gonna be up at 8 a.m. I'm gonna take advantage of the extra sleep. I might have to go back and watch these first couple of matches, and maybe I'll wake up by like 9. And that's the latest my kids will sleep till, and I'll catch all the main matches on the card. We also got some Omos love. People saying Omos future G1 winner for sure, brother. There you go. I Make Beats and Alec.
That's an interesting pick. That's an interesting pick. It's an interesting pick.
Let's see. Omos gonna be the new Bob Sapp. There we go.
Oh God.
All right, let's get into the main matches on the card. The championship bouts. First up, we got for the Never Openweight 6-man tag team champions, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Toru Yano, and Boltin Oleg will defend against the House of Torture, Evil, Yujiro Takahashi, and Sho. These men went up against one another for the Never Openweight 6-man tag team championship, and I believe it was day 5 of the road to destruction, with Hiroshi Tanahashi, Yano, and Oleg picking up the victory there, which makes me unfortunately say House of Torture is probably winning this one.
For the life of me, because it seems like these are the only two teams that are running themselves into the Never Openweight 6-man division. Them trading the belts seems like the most logical idea, but I just refuse to choose or ever side with a House of Torture member.
I'm not siding with. I want to emphasize that I am not siding with the House of Torture. I said, unfortunately, I'm just trying to be right. My desire to be right overrides my hatred of House of Torture.
Yeah, I'll keep on sipping on that haterade, and I'll choose to side with the Prez and Oleg and Yano.
That is fair. We got Frantic World in the chat joining us. Good to see you, Frantic World. He says, "What's up, SP3, J-News in chat." Also, I may be saying SP running from the grind. Damn, don't do that to me, Skip. Don't do that to me, Skip. It's too damn early. I like my New Japan shows that start at 10 a.m. GMT. 10 a.m. GMT, because if I was back in the States, that would be like 5 a.m. That's a decent time to wake up. Even if I was in the States, it's like decent. 10 a.m. here, or I can at least get my kids settled. I could wake up at 9, get my kids settled before the show starts. But 8 a.m. start time, man, my kids probably getting the crust out their eye, even if they are.
It's like I always say, man, I give much props to everybody who stays up, who gets up early in the morning, who stays up late at night to watch all the New Japan stuff live. You'll never catch me watching anything live. Come on, dog. Next day over, maybe later on that night, live. Man, listen.
Well, I was gonna say at the end of the show, we got to do this review on Monday, so you got to either watch it later on Sunday or something.
I'll watch it on Sunday. It's just not gonna be Sunday morning. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be Sunday morning. That's all it is. I'll watch the show. It's just not gonna be Sunday morning. That's all it is.
Fair.
That's all it is.
Fair. We got Power Chart Finisher says, not running from the grind to speedball, SP3 ball, and I barely caught this show, SP3 the GOAT. Hey, we appreciate you whenever you're able to join us, Power Driver Finisher. Thanks for coming in the chat. Appreciate you, good brother. But yeah, I got House of Torture. You got Hontai on that one. But let's move on to our next championship bout. This one I am interested in for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship is going to be Doki defending against Yoshinobu Kanemaru, the former members of Just Five Guys together. They were a tag team, but of course Kanemaru turned on Just Five Guys last year to join the House of Torture. It was Doki who, of course, won the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship against El Desperado on the Soul Tour in June. He made his first defense against Taiji Ishimori on the Road to Destruction in a great matchup, I thought, between those two guys. Post-match, Doki got the big celebration at the end, but unfortunately, he wasn't able to celebrate fully all the way to the backstage area with the rest of Just Five Guys because Kanemaru attacked him from behind, a sneaky, dastardly attack by Kanemaru to set him up as the next challenger for this championship. Kanemaru is, of course, the most decorated GHC Junior Heavyweight Champion of all time, but he has never held the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. After Doki completed beating the stalwart, beating the pillars of the Junior Heavyweight division with his wins over Hiromu Takahashi this year, his win against Desperado to win the title, and his win against Ishimori to get his first defense, is it this that's going to be his final defense, or does the reign continue on for Doki? J-News.
The reign continues, man. The reign continues. Because till this day, I have not forgiven Yoshinobu Kanemaru for what he did to Just Five Guys last year, 2 days ago time. Yeah, it came up on the timeline. It's been a little bit more over than a year since Yoshinobu Kanemaru turned on Just Five Guys. So still haven't forgiven him about that, man. It still tugs at the heartstrings, man. He was Uncle Nobu for so long, and then he just does what he does. But he always has been the heel master. So it is what it is on that end. But I'm going with Doki here for the win. Doki needs to complete the entire carousel of junior heavyweight wins. So Kanemaru here, and if New Japan could ever get what's his face, the time splitter, Kushida.
You've been asking for this for what feels like two decades. Like you've been asking for this for such a long time, and they never listen to you. I don't know why you keep on this.
Listen, man. Supposedly he still got a part-time deal, man. Get his ass over to Japan.
Hey, as long as we can get Kevin Knight back, we need Kevin Knight back.
Yeah, we do need Kevin Knight back. So if we can manage to get that happening, that way Kushida can eat the pin, and Doki can be crowned as a top line junior heavyweight. So that's all it is, man. That's all it is.
I think that the Doki run will continue here. He does beat Kanemaru, and I think it will keep going until Master Wato is back. I think Master Wato is going to be the one that dethrones.
Is Wato due back soon? Is he due back soon?
Wato Mania, yo! It's coming up. They're gonna wait till January, right before Wrestle Kingdom. He's gonna come back and he's gonna bring back the Wato Mania. Wato Mania running wild.
Yeah, man, it makes sense. It makes sense.
We got Alex Powell who says, "Good night, SP3 maniacs and jabroni marks without a life and don't know it's a work when you work a work and work yourself into a shoot marks."
Sure.
Sure. Someone must have watched that Vince McMahon documentary with Hogan on it. Alex Powell says, "Give us some more Kushida." I mean, I'm here for it. I am here for it. And Valabi says Wato got that ACL tear. He's still got 3 to 4 months. 3 to 4 months left. That's right in time for Wrestle Kingdom, man.
That is true. We'll see how it goes. They might have to bring in some non-New Japan juniors to take
Mustafa Ali.
There you go. Mustafa. They might want to dibble and dabble with some of the All Japan guys. I don't know. That's just me. But you know, there's room.
Hey, they took off the GAC Junior Heavyweight Championship off of Amakusa.
Yeah, they did.
Why not Amakusa? He showed out whenever he's been in New Japan and where he's been against New Japan talent. I wouldn't mind him. And no, Valaby, not Black Goo Kushida.
No,
not Hakushi Shikida. Kushida either.
Not that guy.
With the Japanese writing all over his body. He only did that like once, and he was like, you know what? I'm done. We got next for the Never Openweight Championship. Man, these two guys just feel like this rivalry's never gonna end.
Fight forever. Fight forever.
Hanare defending the Never Openweight Championship against Shingo Takagi. It was on the Soul Tour that Hanare finally won the big one, getting his first singles title in New Japan Pro Wrestling by defeating Shingo Takagi to win the gold. This followed from their double knockout finish at Dominion. He finally picked up the victory there. They also, I did believe didn't they face in the G1? They faced in the G1? I don't remember. No, they were in two different blocks in the G1. But it was at Road to Destruction that Hanare defeated Hiromu Takahashi in what was an excellent bout, excellent main event. Probably the best of the Road to Destruction was that matchup with Hiromu Takahashi. And then post-match, after the victory, Hanare was challenged by his arch nemesis, Shingo Takagi. One more round with Shingo at Destruction. Shingo getting his rematch for the title that he lost just a couple of months back. What do you expect here? They've done double knockouts. We've had Shingo win 2. We've had Hanare win 2. So this is pretty much like the tiebreaker between these two guys here. Who do you think picks up the victory and walks out with the Never Openweight Championship?
Oh no, man, this ain't over, man. This is gonna be best of 7, dog. Somebody got to pick up the win here. So on the current tip, I would say Hanare for the win, but it'll be another banger. Eventually, we'll get it to where Hanare eventually loses the belt to God knows who, but then they'll have another rematch, like a special singles match down the road, and Shingo will win that one. And then the 7th match will be for some other title, maybe the global title down the road somewhere and whatnot. But yeah, this is never ending, bro. But Hanare wins this match.
This feels like the new Ishii versus Makabe.
Sure.
Where they just kept facing each other over the Never Openweight Championship for years. This is what Shingo and Hanare give me the feels of right now.
Yeah, man. It makes sense, I think, but they need to get some other competition for Hanare. You know, who's the side dude for the War Dogs or the Black Jack Bonza? Jack Bonza? What's his name?
Really? Throwing him into the race? I think that this is all I agree with you. I think Hanare retains here. And I think this has to I'm still on the bat. This is my Kushida. My Kushida is, God damn it, give me my Hanare versus Gabe Kidd in Never Openweight, NJPW Strong Openweight Championship unification.
Yeah.
Who's the undisputed champion of the Openweight? It needs to be Gabe Kidd and Hanare, because that is still one of the unresolved issues going on in New Japan Pro Wrestling after their double knockout finish in Kirkenhall earlier this year. You need that to be at Wrestle Kingdom.
That makes sense. Yeah. That'll be good. I mean, if that's going to be the case, that should be a Wrestle Kingdom match at the end of the day, you know. So yeah. I'm with it.
That is fair. I don't know who would challenge Hanare after this match though. Trying to think of earlier in the card who's on it. I mean, Yota Tsuji maybe coming after the Never Openweight Championship. That would be interesting, but he seems like he's got his focus on the TV title.
Yeah.
Maybe Evil, unfortunately.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. No.
I already said it. I put it out there. Sorry. I apologize in advance. I said it already. It's done.
Maybe the new boy. maybe Oiwa takes into a court. He's a hefty man, so that might be something that we see. Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah. Alex Powell says Shingo is still great all these years later. I remember seeing matches he's had against Morishima and when he teamed with BXB Hulk against Steen and Generico. Yeah, he's even better to me now than he was back in the singlet days.
It's crazy how Alex Powell brought up BXB Hulk. I only ever watched tape of BXB Hulk, and that dude was ahead of his time. so it is what it is there. But every time I remember BXB Hulk, then I always remember Milano's entrances because they were the same. They always had dancing entrances and whatnot. So, anyways, sorry, off on a tangent. But yeah, no evil, man, no evil. I think Oiwa probably the next in line to face Hanare in that never open weight division if they don't go the Gabe Kidd route. So yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah, we got a few more people watching now, so remember to smash up the like Vala B said. Thank you so much, Vala B, thinking about us. And of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to have your comment highlighted on screen for sure, and show your appreciation to what we do here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, especially with our NJPW coverage. You can send a super chat donation as well. Alex Powell agrees with us. Kidd versus Hanare should be a Wrestle Kingdom match. 1,000%. You got to build to that. But I am interested to who Hanare can face in between then, because he's going to at least get one more title defense, probably at like King of Pro Wrestling or Power Struggle before we get a challenge for Gabe Kidd to get that going.
Do you think Hanare will be involved in Tag League this year?
I can see United Empire having more than one team now that Callum Newman is a heavyweight. I can see Cobb and Great O'Khan and Hanare and Callum maybe. Or maybe Cobb and Callum and Hanare and Great O'Khan.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. We'll see how it breaks down.
We also got Alice Powell who says him and Ishimori were ahead of their time in a lot of ways. Yeah, Ishimori, man, he was a beast back in his
when I started watching Ishimori's tapes in the early 2000s, the mid to like 2005 on, I was like, who is this guy? Then to come find out that he becomes a freaking Bone Soldier, completely changes his wrestling style. It's like, yeah, because he had to, because of injuries and all that. I get it, but it's like, fuck. What happened to this guy?
See, if only Ishimori would have told Ibushi he needed to change his in-ring style earlier.
Man, look, man, I'm not going to give up on the Golden Star yet. I'm not going to give up on the Golden Star yet.
It's fair. And I Make Beats, it's coming. It's coming when we get to that matchup. We got for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Champion, the leader of Bullet Club War Dogs, David Finlay. Of course, if you've been watching our New Japan coverage, J-News' favorite wrestler in the world. He's going to be defending against YOSHI-HASHI. This stems off of the G1 Climax 34 final, where YOSHI-HASHI got a very surprising victory, pinning the IWGP Global Heavyweight Champion in a multi-man matchup. It seemed to me that this was supposed to be kind of like probably Hiroki Goto, but they was like, hey, we're going to throw YOSHI-HASHI a bone after that incredible match he had with Ishii in the play-in tournament for the G1 Climax. He gets his little reward for that show stealer in Kurgan Hall, as he's going to face David Finlay for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. I'm interested in this one. This is a big matchup for YOSHI-HASHI, who has primarily been a tag team performer with Goto and Bishamon over the last couple of years. But this is a high-profile title match. I think this is like his biggest high-profile singles title match since the last time I remember was him and Kenny Omega.
Yeah. You're not wrong. Look, guys, look. The reality of the situation is that I've never said anything bad about David Finlay, the wrestler. I just don't like David Finlay, the character. The character is not believable. He's still not believable, no matter what anyone tells me or tries to convince me of otherwise. But anyways, I don't have the hate for David Finlay in my heart like I do for like a Tom Lawler or an Evil at the end of the day.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
So
I'll give you that. You do hate on Tom Lawler a lot more than you do David Finlay.
So David Finlay for the win here, even though he's going up against the main man YOSHI-HASHI. But we know YOSHI-HASHI is not winning here. I just wonder, truly wonder, what is David Finlay going to do after that? Are they going to finally run it to where what he's been talking about lately, SP3? He's been dropping these hints. He's trying to bend the president's arm. He wants somebody to get He wants somebody to take away a ban so they can come back to New Japan and get a match with him.
I think this is my suggestion. That's not Wrestle Kingdom. That's Wrestle Dynasty.
Okay, fair enough. All I have to say is that if they were to ask me, if they were to say, J-News, you got to vote. If you can vote to have that man unbanned for one night, what would your vote be? My vote is absolutely. 2 words for you: guns up. That's all I have to say about that. Guns up.
Guns up for my gold numbers. I think that is like the one matchup that everybody wants to see. Everybody wants to see that matchup. Like if you said, oh, what's the one match you do want to see David Finlay in? I think everybody would say, well, he does have unfinished business with Switchblade Jay White after he attacked him on his way out of the door.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I don't think I've ever seen a former Bullet Club leader ever get back at at the club for dropping him. So I think there's a first time for everything. So I feel like, not to say that Jay White's going to beat David Finlay, but he could. Ain't nothing wrong with that. He could. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But yeah, that's definitely something I would like to see.
What a request. Alex Powell saying Finlay versus Kyle Fletcher with J-News and Jimmy's reaction is what we need, pal.
First of all, I would love that match because I'm a fan of Kyle Fletcher, but I would definitely...
Ironically, Jimmy is not.
I know. That's why. So it would be like listening to Nigel during a freaking Bryan Danielson match. So on either end of the spectrum.
And then we got a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Genesis J. Haven't seen you in a while, good brother. He shows up for the New Japan cover, which we appreciate. He says, Mr. J-News, always stand on business. BBL Finlay ain't it. BBL Finlay.
Not even touching that one, man. But Genesis J, appreciate you, because I never deter from my points. If I have to walk something back, if I'm wrong about something, sure, because I'm accountable, But when it comes to these characters and them not being believable, I stand 10 toes down. Because goddamn it, make me believe it.
BBL.
Yeah.
Now I have that stuck in my head. BBL Finlay. BBL Finlay. Ooh. Vala B says Finlay's yams deserve a trophy. Wow. I'm gonna need a break.
Oh,
all right, I'm done.
This went left. This is the first time I've ever said this in all the years we've been doing this. But this went left.
I am also going with Finlay for the win. BBL Finlay. BBL Finlay. But let's go. Let's move on. You also picked Finlay for the win, right?
Oh man.
You also picked Finlay, right?
Yes, I did. I did pick David for the win.
I do, and I am, like I said earlier, I was alluding to this one. I think Goto comes out afterwards, and we said Goto versus Finlay for King of Pro Wrestling.
I think that'd be interesting because it's like I said before. like bias or not, like Gabe eating pins at this point with him still being champion is like, all right, if Goto wins, then eventually he should get a shot at Gabe. But like, if it makes sense that if he does get a pin on Gabe, that he would then challenge David Finlay. It's tricky. It's tricky booking at the end of the day.
And plus, Goto don't make the trips to the U.S. like that, and they've been pretty consistent with only having the strong openweight championship defended in the U.S.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Yeah.
And then finally, we have the main event: Tetsuya Naito defending the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship against the Great Okan. The Great Okan picked up the victory over Tetsuya Naito in the G1 Climax A Block Final, and now he looks to gain his biggest victory yet. He's been talking about Naito is on his last legs. Naito needs to move on over for the new generation, and the new generation makes their entrance like this.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no.
And then puts his arms behind his back. Who do you have in this one? What have you thought about the build to this matchup, J-News, with the Great Okan challenging for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship?
It's been a one-sided build. All praise to the Great Okan. But it took me years to become a fan of the Great Okan. I used to not be a fan of his at all. And then his social media musings, his mob boss behavior, and his love for the people. Okan loves the people, y'all. Y'all need to understand. Okan is for the people.
And the people love Okan. They was calling this man a meme wrestler. And he done shut everybody up.
Exactly. Okan with his many styles, right? He has many styles. So I think that for what it has been as of late with Naito matches, this shouldn't be a bad one. Because Okan can adapt, right? So I know who's winning. Naito's winning the match. I'm gonna set that out. But I hope that this is a good match. And I'll leave that up to Okan. So yeah.
Yeah, I thought they had a good match in the A Block Final in the G1 Climax, and the crowd getting behind Great Okan added a lot to that matchup for sure. So I'm gonna give it up to Great Okan to at least get us to a 3.5. If he can get us to a 3.5 level, sorry guys, this is where we're at with Tetsuya Naito. I think only the top of the top, the Shingo Takagi's, the Zack Sabre Juniors can get him above that 3.5 star level, can get him to 4 stars. Maybe Yoda Tsuji too. Yoda Tsuji got him that earlier in the year. As we saw, though, earlier in the year, Naito is not the same Naito that he is right now, because just look at the difference between Jon Moxley first match and the Jon Moxley second match for that. But
all I have to say is that as well, Naito made a trip to Mexico last month, right?
Yes.
He was there watching some CMLL. My hope is that he went to the clinic and he got some stem cells, and he linked up with Rey Mysterio and them, and
Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn,
all that jazz.
They all getting the stem cells. Come on, Naito.
They even convinced E to get some stem cells done. Hopefully that helps him with his neck issue and stuff like that. But yeah, man, if it helps, hey, Naito, man, you might get some years back in you, dog. You might get some years back in. So. But
I think this is an easy one to predict. I think Naito retains, and this sets up Naito versus Zack Sabre Jr. next month at King of Pro Wrestling.
At King of Pro Wrestling. So, yeah, man, I definitely see that happening. I just hope that we get a good match. It doesn't have to be a match of the year contender or anything like that or whatever. So, something that's viable and that is that would at least honor the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship.
Agree with you there. We do have 2 super chat donations. Thank you so much. I Make Beats, who says, for the Great Okan entrance. I tried to do it so well. I had to find a towel. I just need a question mark. I'm gonna have my daughter or my son do the question mark. So for the review, maybe I'll get them to do this question mark on here. So I can do a full
I
entrance.
wonder if they sell that as merch. That is
Roar, they should.
I wonder if they sell that as merch.
Come on, New Japan. I know y'all watching. Get the Great Okan towel with the question mark. And we got Genesis J with a super chat donation. He says, Great Okan about to give Naito a 3-star classic. Remember when Cody Rhodes was a 3-star general?
Jesus.
Now this man out here doing 5 stars, man. You can grow. But Great Okan was like a 2-star general. Now he's a 3-star general. You see, that's growth. That's growth and evolution.
Sure.
Alex Powell asks, thank you so much, Genesis J, and I Make Beats. Alex Powell says, I wonder how long ZSJ holds the belt for, especially if Forbidden Door is in the UK next year. I wouldn't mind him getting a longer run.
I wouldn't mind him getting a long run. I wouldn't mind it. Definitely not. I mean, he's the one because of his wrestling style, and because he's not as worn down as some of the other main event guys in the scene. He's the guy who's going to help elevate the younger guys, and he's got quite a few of them to tab within the next several months. So I think it makes the most sense that he gets a long run until the promotion feels like the younger guys are ready. So yeah, I think he should get a long run.
I can see that. I can even see maybe Will Ospreay has a longer run with the international title, but he drops it before Forbidden Door, and they do Will versus Zach for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship at Forbidden Door next year.
I'm not sure about that, but
I wouldn't mind it. Put the 2 biggest UK guys in there. See if they can draw a house in the O2.
I mean, they're going to draw a house in the O2 anyway. So.
I mean, probably so. When you do 80,000 and 50,000, yeah, you'll probably draw a good house in 20,000 seat arena. Yeah. We got Alex Powell says, give me ZSJ versus Moxley if that happens, or Nigel if he can go. I wouldn't mind Nigel.
I wouldn't mind Nigel either, because I don't ever recall watching a Nigel versus ZSJ match, even early on in ZSJ's career. So that would be cool.
And the Moxley match, that was one that never happened because of the pandemic.
That too, and Zach was just talking about in another interview, he wants to run it back with Brian one more time. So it just depends to what they want to do with that. So yeah. No, he's definitely got guys lined up that he can take on as IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, as long as New Japan sticks to the plan. So
please. All right, that brings us to a close for our NJPW Destruction in Kobe preview. I want to thank you all for joining us live. Thank you all for those super chat donations. Always appreciate the love with that. And of course, thank you to J-News for joining me today. J-News, let the people know where they can follow you on social media and when they will see you again.
Y'all can catch me on the Twitter machine at JohnLYFNMG. I post about movies and my musings and things of that nature on there. You can also catch me on the Hit the Ropes podcast every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the lovely Dolores. Check us out. We always promote our episodes during the week. So that'll be happening again this Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time via the YouTube, and we live stream on Twitch and other places as well. And catch me on the Instagrams as well, JohnLYFNMG, and things of that nature. So yeah, man, I'm here for it. And the next time that you guys will see me is for the review for Destruction in Kobe. Me and the good brother SP3, hopefully along with our 6-person tag partner to join us. So
she's already confirmed.
Already confirmed. So we know. We're gonna get the best 6-person tag in the business to do this review for Destruction in Kobe, and then probably the week after that we'll have to do the preview for King of Pro Wrestling. And whatever else is happening during the month. So yeah, look out for that, folks. Look out for that.
Yeah, you're gonna see us a couple of times for October because we got preview and review for King of Pro Wrestling. We got preview and review for Royal Quest. So they'll get us a couple of times in October for sure. But you can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat, patreon.com/True Hill Heat. Get you exclusive content and the best place to support us when we are not live here. But you can check out all the great content we got on the channel right now, like our True Hill Heat 295 from Saturday with myself, the True Jaw Josh, Miss Chrissy Love, Top Guy JJ, and special guest was Mark Hoke. Mark Hoke will be back with us for 296 on Saturday. Plus, we got a very special guest, one of our good brothers, Professor Chris of the NWA podcast will be joining me on Saturday as well. You had Rated Raw review number 36. Go ahead and yeet with myself and Chase Oliver reviewing Monday Night Raw. And you have myself reviewing AEW Collision with Collision Discourse number 42. So check that out as well. We got one last super chat donation from I Make Beats. Thank you so much, I Make Beats. You guys are awesome, showing us some love in the chat. You guys are great. Our other guest hosts, our other co-hosts on this show always. So I hope you guys enjoy NJPW Destruction in Kobe on Sunday, and then join us back here on Monday for our review. But for J-News, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been our NJPW Destruction in Kobe preview. We are signing off until next time.